So what's your take on essentially partnering with a friend? Well, you said you were very close friends. How do you see your relationship being special or maybe more dangerous in a business environment and business partnership? And do you believe in success with friends, or do you think it's a tiny bit riskier to essentially risk your friendship? Because the entrepreneurial route is not. It's not really smooth. It's more of a roller coaster. So, I mean, have you, before you became business partners, I mean, did you discuss those topics, more rational topics, or what do you think about doing this with a friend?
Yeah, I think that's a very good question, and we actually discussed that in detail as well. I mean, if we just look at the statistics, I think actually 65% of ventures fail due to a co-founder conflict, which might not imply that, those two co-founders were friends. Entering an entrepreneurial journey, as you described it with a friend, definitely changes the relationship. I think what we've seen is there are a few points that you need to make sure are aligned. So, maybe starting with the first one, I think it's very important that you share the same values and visions, which means that the work ethic and the beliefs that you have are similar. I think that's sort of the first step. And if I compare Don to myself, we both have different skill sets, but overall we do have the same mindset and we do share the same visions. The
Hmm.
second point is, in a partnership, you need to make sure that roles and responsibilities are clearly defined. In our case, we have a complementary skill set, which makes it somewhat easier because one of us will automatically go into a certain field or a certain task because that's his strength.
Hmm.
So for us, that works quite well. And the third point is essentially the communication. In our case, we give each other very hard and very honest feedback. And it's very important that none of us gets offended by receiving feedback, but rather appreciates the honesty and
Hmm.
the effort that goes into actually, giving feedback as well. So we are both people that are not offended by hearing the truth. And I think that has actually really helped us a lot. And I would say the last point is essentially the decision-making process. How do you actually make decisions as a team and how do you reach consensus? And in our case, we both
So you
believe.
essentially discussed beforehand the way you would take decision, particularly in situations where you disagree. So if you disagree, you have a little process amongst you. You agreed upon to say, okay, if we disagree, we are going to do X and Y, maybe speak to someone else and have that process already set up even before starting. This is what you're sort of
Exactly.
saying.
Exactly. We essentially build a high level framework for us to, when we reach the disagreement, we go through those points and we openly, you know,